Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles is the follow-up to 2007's Wii exclusive Umbrella Chronicles. Darkside Chronicles, like the original game, lifts scenarios from games in the Resident Evil franchise and turns them into arcade shooters in the style of games like Time Crisis and House of the Dead. The game starts its story with an original scenario in a South American village. After one level, you're whisked back in time to Resident Evil 2, then Resident Evil Code Veronica before being brought back to the original story of Darkside Chronicles. While you don't really have to be up on your Resident Evil history to have a good time in Darkside Chronicles, it definitely helps. If you don't know Wesker from your whiskers, the game's ending won't make a whole lot of sense, but it's a fun ride even with a convoluted plot. Darkside Chronicles is definitely a better experience than the first game, and that's mostly thanks to the sharper graphics and a tighter presentation. Unfortunately, the Blair Witch Project shaky cam might be a bit of a hurdle. Maybe you should pop a few Dramamine before you press start. The game does look fantastic with great animation, detailed environments, and impressive lighting effects. It suffers from the usual stupidity of the Resident Evil universe, including dumb dialogue and ridiculous end bosses, but at least there are plenty of zombies to blast with a shotgun.
Anyone here?
Darkside Chronicles fits the light gun shooter genre, but the only gun you wield is the Wii remote. You can choose to use the countless gun gadgets available, including Nintendo's own Wii Zapper, but I had the most fun with the standard Wii remote and nunchuck. The game always follows two characters no matter which scenario you play, and you can choose which character you want to play. That's this game's trademark, a through-the-eyes perspective, so it gives a true first-person view of the zombie invasion. This direction comes with a bit of a problem: motion sickness-inducing camera. The view constantly bobs and sways like you're watching the movie Cloverfield. That definitely ups the tension of the survival horror aspect, but it makes targeting zombies and tiny secret targets a lot harder and more frustrating than it should be. With two characters comes two players. Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles lacks the drop-in, drop-out feature of Dead Space extraction, but you can still blast zombies with a buddy if you choose the option from the start of the level. The view is through one character's eyes, but each player has their own set of weapons. The downside? It's a shared pool of ammo, so don't play with anyone that's got an itchy trigger finger. You always have unlimited pistol bullets, but the ammo for stronger weapons is much harder to come by. Even though the game's nothing but a bunch of repetitive shooting, Darkside Chronicles has a good bit of replay. You can play through levels again through the eyes of the other character, and you can aim for high scores through the game's online leaderboard system. There are even some unlockables like the secret Tofu survival mode.
What was that?
Even though it's not a true Resident Evil experience, Darkside Chronicles is a very impressive game with some tense moments and challenging gameplay. It's definitely one of the great-looking games on Wii, and no corner has been cut in this M-rated gore fest. Check out my full written review of Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles on IGN.com.